Welcome to the ultimate fall book video, and it is gonna be ultimate because in this video we're gonna go book shopping, reorganize my bookshelves, update my reading journal, go to Canada for the first time, and then to Aspen, Colorado for my first ever book festival where I got to hear some of my favorite authors speak, and of course I'm going to recommend all the books you should be reading this fall, plus reading new ones. So get cozy and strap in because it's time for one of the best seasons of the year. It's the first day of fall and it is time for the ultimate fall book video. We have so much to do to prepare for fall. Starting with going to the bookstore because I want to just browse around and kind of get a feel for what the fall book landscape is looking like, especially because I want to do my reading journal, set up my fall TBR, give you guys good fall book recommendations, probably do a book haul, and later this week I'm actually going to Aspen, Colorado for my very first book literary event, which I am so excited for. It'll actually be more fall weather, and I just couldn't be more happy that it's this time of year. Back in the car, and I made a grave mistake. It's the first day of fall, like I said, so I'm trying to be festive. I'm wearing a sweater and jeans. It's 90 degrees outside, and I was trying to shop in there. I was trying to be festive, and I was like, why don't I feel so good? Because I'm overheating right now. It's just not fall in Texas yet, but I got some books. Let's go home and we'll talk. I'm back from the bookstore, but I'm about to go get my hair cut. I washed it at home, kind of weird, so I just wanted to show you the before so that when my hair changes, it's not weird in this video. And I also got my nails done, and everyone that I've showed this color to doesn't like it, but they're boys, so maybe you'll like it, I don't know. And I fished my rings out of my drawer because I've been just wanting to wear rings again. I'm gonna go get my hair cut and then I'll come back and do the book haul, book recommendations, reading journal. That was the most non-haircut haircut ever. Literally just the tiniest trim, but it's perfect. And I feel like this is the most even my curls have ever come out. I got 3 books and 2 of them are from this video where I swapped libraries with Ashlyn, and I read 2 books that I loved in it that I want to own, which are Recursion by Blake Crouch. This was such an amazing book. One of my favorites that I've read this entire year. I want Ryan to read it. I already have a few friends that I want to loan it out to, so I'm definitely going to be loaning this to people, probably rereading it in the future because it's one of those that you do want to reread. And then The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is a book that I feel like I have wanted to own for so long, but I have this weird rule in my own head that I can't buy it for whatever reason. I don't know why. So I finally got to read it when I swapped libraries with Ashlyn, and the last page made me want to continue the series. So I got this one, and I also got book number 2, The Gilded Cage. And based on the last page of this one, this book should be crazy in a completely different world and so perfect for fall. So I'm very excited to start this probably very soon. And they didn't have the 3rd book, but look how cute these are gonna look on my shelf. These are the only books I got. And then as you can see by this bag, I got this dress because before the Aspen literary event, I'm actually going to Toronto with Ryan for something that he's doing there. And it's kind of like a more professional event, so I wanted to have a good dress for it. So I got this beautiful polka dot dress. I'm so excited to wear this with like little pump heels. I need to figure out what purse I would wear with this. But it's actually gonna be fall weather. I'm so excited to pack for Aspen. Now I'm gonna pick a bunch of the books off my shelf that I wanna read this fall, make a pile of books, and then print them out mini size so we can do it in my reading journal. But also, this is my shelf of what I read in 2025. And as you can see, the books are not fitting anymore. So I kind of wanna rearrange my shelves just a little bit so that I can fit everything that I'm gonna read for the rest of the year. Don't try this at home. I changed into the dress for no reason, so ignore that. But as you can see, I cleared out the top shelf. I think it's finally time to actually be using these shelves on this side. You guys don't see this side that much, but it's where I kept a lot of random stuff. My book sleeves. Oh my gosh. Every single draft of Just Friends. But I cleared it out and I'm gonna add books there so that I have space for all of the books that I'm gonna read in 2025, but we still have some work to do. I think I'm actually gonna move my romance paperbacks to that top shelf up there because I've read literally all of them. They're cute up there. Oh, come on! Can't do it. Don't try that at home. It's time for a coffee break. Cheers, now we continue. Now I have my paperback romances on the top shelf. I moved a ton of books to these side shelves that you guys don't see as often. And then I moved my TBR to this lower shelf. And then I put all the books I've read so far in 2025 on this shelf so that I could continue it on this one. And now I have tons of space for the rest of the books that I'll read this year. Now I have a lot of space on these two shelves, which is really weird. I haven't seen that in a while. Okay, let's do a quick fall TBR spread in my reading journal. I start off by just printing out the books. I put them in Google Docs at about like 1.2 inches. And then I wrote down my fall to be read. And I also have been into movies lately. So I wrote down my fall to be watched list. I have since watched The Long Walk, which was a Stephen King book in theaters, and I don't recommend going to that. And I also watched the Quentin Tarantino movie on this list, and that was a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend that. And then it was time to go to Canada for the first time ever. Ryan was here to speak at a YouTube event, so this was his sound check. And the next day was the actual event. I'm in Toronto, Canada for the first time ever. Currently in a trailer, which is really cool because Ryan is speaking at a YouTube event that they're having here. So he's out doing his job and I'm sitting in the trailer reading Broken Country, which is so good, by the way. I'm on page 127 and I'm gonna sit in here for as long as possible and just read the book, but I'll show y'all my outfit. It's the dress you saw that I bought. I love these shoes so much. They're like Mary Jane's. And then I got this Coach purse from ThredUp. I'm gonna keep reading Broken Country in here.
Oh, I'm slipping away, so don't let me go, nah, 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 nah. I'm all up in that love hate.
Look who did great, this guy.
This is the greatest.
I'm leaving you.
What?
I'm leaving
Why?
you to a trip. We're taking different planes tomorrow. I have to be with the books and the authors.
But in the meantime, we have tonight. And look around. Toronto, Canada is ripe for enjoyment.
Where do we go now, now? Just let me know that I am safe here in your arms. I wanna stay, stay.
I made it to Aspen and I just got into my room and I am so excited for everything right now because this is the cutest town ever. This hotel room is amazing and I just went to my first author talk because I'm here for the Aspen Literary Festival, which Book of the Month is sponsoring. So they're also sponsoring this trip and it's only been a few hours, but this is like genuinely my dream trip right now. So let me just give you a tour of the room real quick. So you walk in, looks like we have a goodie bag, my passes for the week. It's carpeted, it's so cozy, perfect place to read, insane views. There's this bag here. Let's see what they put in the tote. A letter. Aw, yay, cute. Ooh, wait, I actually really like this color of hat. What does it say? You're gonna have to read it for me. And then, is this what I think it is? Is this a Labubu? If this is a Labubu, this will be my first one ever. Should we open it? I literally was just talking about these today with someone. Which one am I gonna get? This is crazy. Did I get the green one? Wait, cute. My very first Labubu. If you own a Labubu or know anything about these, please let me know if I got a good one. I mean, it looks cute. I will put this on a purse. Another note. Oh my gosh. I think these are from the hotel. Wait, this is so cute. Are you kidding me? This is so Aspen. Look at the sleeve. And a little beanie. Every time I am in the airport and I see a gate for Aspen, I always see people with the most stylish outfits on and like these nice hats and sleeves with these types of tassels. And wow, now I'm one of those people seeing the sights. I already went to one author talk and this is just my favorite format ever. I want to soak up all the information that I can get and just attend everything that I can. This is genuinely a reader's dream because the landscape here is just so perfect for reading. It feels like a Gilmore Girls set. And then you also just get to like walk around the town and go to the different places that the authors' events are hosted at.
This squall comes out of nowhere and boats are capsizing across the Chesapeake and the Coast Guard's plucking people out of the water.
Love is exceptional. It fills me up. It's out of control, out of control. Oh baby, I love the rush. It overflows.
Good morning. Good morning. Yesterday night was so amazing. We got to listen to Michael Lewis speak. The thing that you would probably know him by is he wrote the book The Blind Side, which became a movie with Sandra Bullock. He was such an amazing storyteller. And he's just one of those people, when you listen to them talk, you feel like you have not been living your life to the fullest and you should be more curious about things and go out and research them and it was just so inspiring. So now I want to read all of his books. I've never read any of them. And then I ate dinner and had a wonderful night's sleep here. This morning I woke up, put on the same outfit I had on last night and went straight to coffee. It just feels like a Gilmore Girls set and everything is walkable here. It's a nice crisp 44 degrees this morning, which is so nice coming from Texas where it's like 90 degrees. Since Book of the Month is sponsoring this festival, they actually have their October selections. So I told them which book I want. So I think I'm gonna get that and then I can start reading it. And then there's some more author talks that I can go to. This is genuinely, like, I keep saying it's my dream trip, but there is nothing better than this. Like, this is the exact place that I'm always trying to find. Is like, it's becoming fall. It's a small town. It's so cute. It's so cozy. It's so peaceful, quiet, perfect place to read, but enough things to do nearby. And then getting to hear these super amazing, inspiring authors talk just feels like I'm too lucky to be here. Like, what's going on? But let's change into some running clothes and see how this altitude run goes, because the elevation's a bit much for this Texas girl. Here's my running fit. I had to get these shoes when I was in Canada at Marshall's because I forgot my running shoes, which is really tragic.
I'm in love.
3 miles at altitude actually just about knocked me out, but I'm about to step out. Here's the outfit. I'm gonna go on the gondola, get a second coffee, pick up my Book of the Month selection, and then I'm gonna go listen to V.E. Schwab and Leigh Bardugo speak to each other, which is so exciting. After that is Ellen Hilderbrand and Jasmine Guillory. Such a stacked lineup. This is genuinely unreal, and I'm so excited. Let's go.
I'm stepping away, yeah. Just like I am dreaming, walking around in this love haze. I wanna stay in this feeling.
We just went to go listen to V.E. Schwab, Leigh Bardugo, and Victor Laval. And by we, I mean me and my manager, Brooklyn. She is sitting off to the side, so I'm sorry. I just have to reference people when I'm filming and they're there. I can't pretend that they're not there. Hey, girls. Yep, there she is. I got to pick up 2 of the Book of the Month October selections. Never Over by Claire Gilmore. This will be my 3rd book that I've read by her. The first one was Love Interest, which I gave 5 stars. And then I read Perfect Fit on the 50 States series. Also so good, and I just love her writing style. And I'm very excited for this one. And then The Second Chance Cinema by Thea Weiss. I've never heard of this author, but I think this is a magical realism book, which is always up my alley. The next talk we're going to is Ellen Hilderbrand and Jasmine Guillory, which I'm so excited for. I've watched interviews of Ellen Hilderbrand on my phone, super blurry, so to see it live is very exciting. But in the meantime, I'm gonna crack open this book. I'm very excited to read it and do some reading in Aspen. Wow. I love the books when they're naked too.
It's so much fun, and you know, because you spent time on Nantucket, it's going to be really fabulous to see the actual island in an adaptation of one of my books.
Start work in the morning so that I've gotten sort of a chunk of work done, and the book is, the people are in my head, the characters are there.
I'm back from all the talks. I love Ellen Hilderbrand so much. She was asked to be an extra in her own movie that they're adapting, and she was like, oh, I'm too busy. I just want to like hang out with my friends and visit my kids. I feel like that's just so cool. But I'm just relaxing now. I'm probably gonna read some of this book. I said I was gonna read this earlier, and then I just started talking to Brooklyn. So I have dinner at 7:30, and it's pretty much the last thing I'm doing here before flying out tomorrow. But it's not even over, but this has genuinely been a dream trip. My entire YouTube history is just grainy interviews of the most niche people, like screenwriters and authors and movie directors. So an event like this where I actually get to see a full talk live in a beautiful theater and then walk outside, it's the most beautiful landscape I have ever seen. I've never seen trees like this before, turning yellow for fall. It's just the best thing ever. So I'm so grateful to Book of the Month for bringing me here and even putting on this festival. It's the first one that they've ever had. So I would highly recommend going next year if you have the opportunity to. If you don't already know, Book of the Month is a monthly subscription service where they're trying to give you the best experience of new fiction, new authors. So every month there's new selections in a few different genres. Like this is the romance selection, and it's a beautiful hardback. It comes in a fun little blue box. And if you don't like any of the picks, you can just skip it for free. And it's how I've found so many different genres that I like. People in books I would never try because I wouldn't think that I would like it, I have read because of Book of the Month, and they end up being some of my favorite books ever. So I'm obsessed with them, as you guys know. There's a code you can use to get your first Book of the Month for $5. Looking up what it is for ya. Code CANDY plus a free hat of your choosing. Now that's a good deal. Let's read. All right, Claire Gilmore, let's get it. Don't know anything that this book is about, just how I like it. Ugh, cute. I love little graphics. Look how cute. I think it's set in Nashville and someone is a singer. That's all I know. Look at this reading light, it's attached. It's like this hotel's built for reading too.
Wanna stay in this feeling, but let me know that I am safe.
I've been getting this thing lately when reading books where in the first like chapter to 3 chapters, I almost feel this anxiety, nervousness that a book is not going to be good and I should just stop when I'm ahead. And it's almost never right. And I don't know where it's come from, because I had it most recently with The Academy by Ellen Hilderbrand. I read the first 18 pages and was so scared I wasn't going to like it. That was a 5-star book for me, and I'm still thinking about it to this day, which she said the second book comes out next September, which is so far away for me. I can't wait for that to come out. So yeah, I don't know. If you get that feeling when starting a book, I feel like you should just not have that judgment and just commit to like the first 50 pages at least, because you really don't know. And then even having that nervousness that it's not going to be good is going to make it not good, because you're like overthinking every single thing.
I wanna stay. I'm slipping away. Oh, so don't let me go now. Your love is exceptional. It fills me up. It's out of
I'm back from Aspen. That was the best trip ever. I'm still thinking about the author talks that I listened to. You guys should actually look up Michael Lewis interview and just watch whatever you can find of him on YouTube, because he is the best storyteller I've ever heard. When I was in Canada, I finished Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This is one of those books that was ginormous that I just thought I would never read for whatever reason. I don't know why. It was a Reese's Book Club pick. They post it a lot on their Instagram, which makes me wonder if they're making it into a movie or something. And now that I've read it, this cover with 2 split roads is very clever. I haven't been glued to a book turning the page so fast because I need to know the answer in a while. And while all of those reveals were definitely worth it, I never actually sympathized with the characters or felt connected to them, because a lot of bad stuff happens to the characters, but it doesn't feel like something I mean, some of the things you do sympathize with, but other things like infidelity and miscommunications and stuff like that, it's hard to empathize with, because it's not an external thing happening to them. It's an internal choice that causes suffering in their own life, which was entertaining to read, but I didn't ever really latch onto the characters and like them, other than the farmer, Frank. But it was definitely an entertaining read. If you need to go into a plane or something where you need to pass time quickly, I feel like this one would definitely work for you. And although the contents of the book are heavy, it didn't make me feel heavy, which is always a weird thing to explain. And then since they gave me the romance book of the month pick while I was in Aspen, I've been reading Never Over, and I'm on page 127 now. This is a past present timeline of a guy who she didn't really date in her past, but she definitely wanted to. And then in the present, she goes to this record label and he offers her a music deal if she can fix her lyrics. And the song that she's written that is the most honest is about this guy from her past. So she decides to randomly show back up in his life after not talking for 4 years and says, "You need to break my heart because I need to write some good songs." He's on board. Now she's on tour with him and we're gonna see what happens. It is actually really unique in this book how upfront they are with all the conversations. Like, okay, what percentage amount do you love me today? Or like, this could end with us actually falling in love. Like, are you prepared for that? So it's kind of refreshing how much they're just saying it how it is. But since this is a fall reading video, I want to finally give you my fall recommendations for what you should be reading. I didn't realize I had so many recommendations until my friend Brie asked me to pick out her fall TBR, and I was like, this is a stacked TBR. Like, if I could read all of these in a row, I would have the best time ever. Okay, I'm like, I don't know how many recommendations to give you because we're gonna be here all day. Okay, this is the condensed list, and I'm gonna try to go through them quickly because I could sit here all day and tell you so many books that are great to read for fall. If We Were Villains by ML Rio is one of my all-time favorite books ever. I need to read it again. I don't know if this is bad to say and people will flame me for this, but this is like the more readable version of The Secret History if you don't want to basically read a classic. This is like the snappier version of it. It's dark academia in the literal term, as in these 7 characters get so into this play and their academics that they start to blur real life versus this theater play that they're doing, and one of the friends dies. You find that out at the very beginning, and then you spend the entire book trying to figure out how that happened. It's so good. I haven't read this in years. If you want a romance, You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This has got to be the most fall cover on my entire bookshelf, but if you can tell, it's inspired by the movie When Harry Met Sally, which I watched after reading this book. Not that you really need to know the reference, but I gave this book 4.5 stars, but I think about it very often. The writing style is one of my favorites ever, and the characters are both extremely unlikable, but I like them together, and I loved reading about them. If you're someone who wants to agree with all of the morals of your characters, then maybe don't pick this up, because there are things that you're not gonna relate to them. Like, the guy is this snobby rich dude, and if you can't relate to that, then you just won't like him, but I liked reading about it, and I liked how flawed they were. It makes it entertaining, and it makes it more realistic. I thought the ending scene was so cute, and everything about this, I would also want to reread this. I gotta reread this. I won't recommend this for too long because it's a little bit obvious, but 11/22/63 by Stephen King. It looks intimidating, but it's easy to read. I just read a paragraph that reminded me of Emily Henry's writing style. It's kind of crazy. You forget how beautiful of a writer Stephen King can be when he's just writing all these horror books, but this is just amazing. This is not horror, by the way. I just read this book, The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand, and her daughter, Shelby Cunningham. You know, I was trying to figure out why this one hit so well for me, because sometimes Ellen Hildebrand books are like a solid 3 stars and nothing more. This one was 5 stars and I can't stop thinking about it. And at the event, she was talking about how her daughter had so much input into what Gen Z would be like at a boarding school, how they would talk, the things that would happen. So it really feels like Ellen Hildebrand's expert writing style, because this is her 31st book, mixed with things that I can relate to, and it just made my perfect book. There's some fall trees on the cover. It's set at a boarding school, so I just feel like all the vibes are perfect. And it's such a page turner. It's just like gossip and an inside look into the super rich world that I personally have never experienced, so it's just really fun to read about. For an absolutely page-turning thriller, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is one of the craziest thrillers I've ever read. Highly recommend. And finally, this book is so fall to me, The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This one starts out kind of confusing, but if you stick with it, it won't stay confusing for the entire book. June Farrow is part of a long lineage of women who can time travel, and somewhere in that whole matrix, she has a long lost love, and it was so good. So if you haven't read any of these books, you should get on that immediately. If I could read one of these for the first time again, I would be so excited. Good morning, it's the next day. And since I gave you your fall TBR, I wanted to tell you what mine is, but here's the thing, I don't really know what it's gonna be. When I reorganized the shelves, this is what I chose as my tentative TBR, so any of these books are on my fall TBR, especially these ones right here. But the reason my TBR is a little bit complicated is because I want to do a little bit of research reading, so it doesn't necessarily fit into a theme. I want to read Heartburn by Nora Ephron. I might reread Funny Story because this gives a very nice fall vibe. I might read The Hotel Nantucket just because I loved The Academy so much and I own this one. I've been thinking about picking up The Poppy War more and more each day. Oh, Fake Skating by Lynn Painter just came out. I want to go buy that and read it probably very immediately. I also want to check out Michael Lewis's books because after hearing him talk, I definitely want to read something he's written. I might read Lonesome Dove, this massive historical fiction something or another. Is totally not in my genre, but you know, I really don't know what I'm going to be reading this fall. Should we go to Barnes and buy Fake Skating? And I did not buy Fake Skating because the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition is a red cover and the original cover is blue. So I'm not gonna buy it from Barnes & Noble, unfortunately. Sometimes I really like the special edition colors and sometimes I like them less, but I did buy it on my Kindle and I'm reading it right now. And then I also just went on a 6-mile run, which I have not done in at least over a year, but I started the Nora Ephron book, Heartburn. I don't know how many fiction novels she wrote, but she is the one who wrote and directed You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle, and When Harry Met Sally, and I've just been researching her. So I started listening to that audiobook because it's narrated by Meryl Streep, who played her in the movie Heartburn, and it makes for a very entertaining listen. It's about a woman who is 7 months pregnant when she finds out that her husband is cheating on her, and it is based directly on her own life, and everyone knew it at the time too, so it's super interesting. So far there are a few lines that I don't think would fly now, and I don't think they should have flown then, but they did, and it's published and it's in there, so you can just know that context going into it if you also decide to read it. But good morning guys, it's the next day, and guess what came out today? The Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift. So I'm gonna do another reading journal spread of what I read in October. I'm gonna listen to the album for the second time around because then I'm going to the movie theater for the movie theater experience of watching her music video plus the behind the scenes. I don't really know actually what it is, but I'm going with Ashlyn. It should be fun. I don't really know what to expect. And let me know what your favorite song is on the album, because every time I listen to a new album, I just think that I hate it for the first time because I can't understand it. And sometimes I'll do that with albums and not listen to them again for an entire year and then come back to it and realize I love it. Obviously for this one, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna re-listen right now. But yeah, let me know your favorite song.
Afraid, emotions getting in your way. Afraid, but why you let me fall in love if you're afraid to commit? And don't call me.
I finished finished the spread. It was pretty fast actually. I just did a little plaid paper underneath and then put the books, and then these stickers. I got these stickers from this girl's Instagram who has a store, and it's called Martina's Tiny Store. She's like a junk journaling Instagrammer. She actually has some books about junk journaling that are really cute, but I had to buy them from Australia, so the shipping was like $20, but I got a journal with it too to make it worth it, and these are just so cute. But I have this problem where if I buy stickers, I won't use them, and it's to the point where I have some in this tin that are from when I was like 13 years old. Still haven't used them all because that's actually how bad it is. So I'm trying to force myself to use these. It's so cute. I'm gonna try to keep up with this until the end of the year. Other than that, I'm in the middle of fake skating, listening to the Heartburn audiobook by Nora Ephron, and then I got 127 pages into Never Over, and I'm gonna soft DNF it for right now, not for any particular reason. I think I'm just not in the exact mood for it right now, and I feel like my reading behavior is very sporadic, so it doesn't mean anything about this book. I think I just like remembered that Fake Skating by Lynn Painter came out and got really excited, so now I gotta follow that thread, and then I'll come back to this. But I'm gonna go to the movies now, and I'm so excited that we have now officially launched fall reading videos. Reading in the fall is just the best thing ever. I feel like I should throw this in here while I can. You can pre-order my novel, Just Friends. It comes out March 3rd, 2026, 3/3/26. I think it's a great date. But other than that, I will see you guys somewhere else on the internet.